Hello friends, welcome to Crackgate CSC, and in this series of database today we'll be understanding that how you can construct a B tree if you are having some raw data like order and keys, right? So we know that for constructing a B tree there are some properties that should be followed. So I discussed in that in previous video. So here I discussed the structure of node in the previous video along with some points like what should be the block pointers and keys in the internal node and what should be the block pointer and keys in the root node. So that to ensure these particular two properties we will be creating two tables first, right? So initially let's create two tables. So one will be for root node, other will be for other nodes, right? So if I talk about root node, we have to find out the minimum block pointer and key values and maximum block pointer and key values. So how many minimum block pointers can be there in a root? Let me put this paper over here so that it will be beneficial for you. So I told you that a root node can have at least two block pointer. That means here it can have at least two block pointer, and if there is two block pointer that means 2 minus 1. How many keys can be there? One key can be there because keys is always one less than the block pointer, right? How many maximum block pointer can be there? Maximum p block pointers can be there. So what is the value of p? 4 here. So maximum 4 block pointers can be here. If 4 block pointers are there, then how many keys can be there? That is 4 minus 1, 3, right? So keys doesn't mean only key. The key is key and record pointer pair. So it always work with key and record pointer if you are talking about the B tree. So record pointer is by default exists, right? Do not get confused with it. Now the next thing is we have to create a table for the internal node as well. Not exactly for internal node, that will be for all other nodes, right? So for other node, so first is minimum, another is maximum. We have to find that for block pointer and keys record pair. Now what is the minimum value? That is p by 2. What is p? 4. So 4 by 2 is 2. That means minimum 2 block pointer can be there, and maximum how many? Maximum it can be 4, right? Maximum it can be p. How many keys? If 2 is the block pointer, that means 2 minus 1, that is 1 key. If 4 is the block pointer, that means 4 minus 1 is 3 key. So in this case you can see that both of these tables are exactly same, but it does not need to be the case all the time. These two tables can differ, right? So we got to know that maximum keys can be 3 and maximum block pointers can be 4 for both the cases. That means we got the size of our node. So what will be the size of our node? We'll be having 4 block pointers, right? And 3 keys. So you can see that I'm having space for the 4 block pointers and 3 keys. Now we have to construct a B tree. So we'll be starting from the first key value and moving so on. So for 20 we can directly insert, right? For 40 we can directly insert because there is no issue, space is available. For 60 also space is available, so we can directly insert. But now if we have to insert 50, now if I have to insert 50, there is no space. Now what we have to do? We have to perform the node splitting operation. How we can perform? Take all the keys including the new one. So it will be 20, 40, 50, 60. Take all the keys and arrange them in increasing order. So I arrange them in increasing order. Now you have to find out the middle value. So what is the middle value? Here we are having 4 values, so 2 middle values exist, that means 40 and 50. If 2 middle values are existing, then we always need to take the first middle value, that is 40. So this 40 will be the root node, left of the 40 will be the left node, and right side of the 40 will be in the right side node. So what will be the new tree? It will be 40, what will be in the left? 20. So 20 will be in the left and rest will be empty for now. So what will be at the right hand side? 50 and 60. 50 and 60 and one space is available for now. So up to 50 we have inserted, right? Now let's go to insert 80. If you have to insert 80, it can be directly inserted here because 80 is greater than 40, right? Now if you have to insert 30, 30 can be inserted here because 30 is less than 40 and greater than 20. Now if you have to insert 45, 45 is greater than 40, that means it needs to be stored here, but here there is no space available. So we'll be writing down all the keys and sorting them in a increasing order. So it will be 45, 50, 60 and 80. So what are the middle values? 50 and 60 are the middle values, so we'll be taking the first middle value, right? Now we will be again creating a tree. So this 50 should be moved upward because we cannot split it further because space is available on the previous level, right? So it should look like 40, then 50, and still there is one space available at the root. On the left of the 40 we will be having 20 and 30. On the right of 40 we will be having only one value, 45, because 45 is the only value which lies between 40 and 50. So in this particular node for now we are having only 45 and two spaces are available for further use. In this 50, after 50 we are having two values, 60 and 80. So this 60 and 80 will be here, right? So this is for now. Now if you have to insert this 10, this 10 can be inserted at this particular place because it is less than 40. Now if you insert 10 here, it will create an issue because it is a search tree. So what we have to do, we have to arrange it in a sorted order. That means 10 will be here, 20 will be here and 30 will be here. So I'm writing it down here. So 10 got inserted. Now if you have to insert 15, 15 can be inserted here because less than 40, but there is no space available. So we have to again perform the node splitting operation. So if I have to perform the node splitting operation, I have to arrange them in increasing order. That means 10, 15, 20 and 30 for this particular node. What is the middle value? 15 is the middle value. So this 15 is supposed to move upward because space is available. So if we are moving this 15 upward, it will be 40, 50, 15. But this 15 cannot be after 50 because it is less than. That means it should be here, right? So how we can create a binary tree here? See. So first of all, we will be having 15, then we will be having 40, then we will be having 50, right? On to the left of 15 we will be having only one value. So here I am having only one value, which is 10, and space is available for the remaining two values which can be used further. Now here we will be having 20, 30 because 20, 30 lies between 50 and 40. So here I am at 20, 30 and one empty space. Now after this 40 there can be only one value, which is 45, same as previous one. After 50 there can be 60, 80 because this is same, right? Now we have inserted 15. Now we have to check for 70. 70 can be inserted at this particular place because 70 is larger than 50. If we insert it here, it should be in this order: 60, then 70, then 80, to make sure the properties of search tree is not violated, right? So it will be 60, 70 and 80. So I'm writing it down. No issues with that. Now I have to insert 75. So if I have to insert 75, here you can see that 75 is to be inserted here, but there is no such space available. So first we will be arranging the keys like 60, 70, 75 and 80. So what is the middle value? 70. So this 70 is supposed to move upward. Now this 70 is to be inserted here, but here also you can see that there is no space available. So again we have to perform the node split operation on this particular root node. So it will be 15, 40, 50 and 70. So again we have to find the middle value, which is 40. So we'll be creating a new binary tree after inserting 70. So it should be having 40 as the root node because this is the middle value and there is no other values with it in this particular node, right? On the left of the 40 will be having 15. On the right of the 40 will be having 50, 70. So here I will be having 50, not comma, it should be like this, right? Now we have to take care of these nodes. So the 10 should be here, like this. Now where this 20 and 30 should go? To the left of 15 because it is earlier to the left of 15. So here we would be having 20 and 30, right? So where 45 should go? 45 should go at the left of 50. So I'm writing down it here. It should be like 45. This 60, yeah. This 60 should be in between 50 and 70. So it should be here. It should be from this block pointer. So here we would be having 60, right? Now this 75 and 80 should be after this 70. That means it should be like 75 here, 80 here and one remaining space. So this should be our final B tree. It is having 2 tree, it is having 3 child, it is having 2 child, right? Now if we are having the database, let's say we are having the database as 30, 45 in one block, 15, 10 in other block, 20, 40, 75, 60, 80, 70 and 50, right? Now I already told you that with the keys we are having a record pointer as well, because in B tree we by default have a record pointer with keys. That means there will be a record pointer with a 10, with 15, with this 40, 20, 30 and all other keys which are in the particular tree, right? So this 10 will be representing its location in the particular database file. So this is our database file and we know that this is our indexing, right? So this 10 is using a record pointer to represent its location. Similarly, this 15 will be representing its location, 20 will be representing its location, right? This 30 will be representing its location and so on, right? So here you can see one thing, that we are using the dense indexing, not the sparse indexing. Sorry, this 40 should be here, right? You can arrange it by your own. So here we are using the dense indexing, not the sparse indexing. Now what are the drawback of this particular B tree? What are the advantages of this B tree and what are the disadvantages of this B tree? So one advantage of this B tree is if you have to find out the random, if you want to find out a random keyword, right, random key. So what is the advantage? Advantage is random access. Like if you have to find out, let we are having a query as select star from relation R where key is equals to 30. Let's say this is our query. We have to find out the record where key is 30. So we can directly go to the 40 and from 40 we can go on this particular base. We got 30 here. From 30 we can directly go to that particular record. So the random access is possible. We have to find out, we have to check each level of the index plus one block for this particular database. If there are k levels, if there are k levels in the index, then we have to perform the search at k plus 1 time, right? This is the worst case possibility. In the best case, what can happen? We directly get here and we can come to that particular page. But in the worst case, the time complexity or the IO cost can be k plus 1. But what is the disadvantage of this particular BT? Disadvantage is if you have to find out a range. If you have to find out a range, then it will not work. Let's say we are having a query as select asterisk from R where k is between defines the range in SQL between 20 and 60. That means we have to find all the values which are in between 20 and 60. Now what will be the time complexity? In 20 and 60, how many elements can be there, right? For let's say we can have 40, right? Then for each 40 elements which are among these 20 and 60, we have to perform the random access. That means it will take 40 times k plus 1. Or we can say if there are n elements, it will be n times k plus 1. So here you can see that this is the main advantage. It is not working with respect to a particular range. So this disadvantage has been overcome or solved by using the B plus tree. So what is the difference between B tree and B plus tree? We'll be seeing in the next video. I hope you got an idea how we can construct a B tree, what are the advantages and disadvantages of B tree. So if you are having any doubt related to anything, I will give you my Facebook handles. You can ask me on Facebook page and group, or you can directly mention your doubt in this comment section on YouTube. I will be answering your queries over here also. And in case if you have not subscribed the channel, please subscribe the channel and share this video if you find it useful. Thank you very much for watching. Keep supporting, keep learning. Have a great day.